Hi there, I'm Martha Van Dam and welcome back to Living Beyond. So to start this month's videos and writing for you guys, I looked to see what are people worrying about. I simply Googled what are things that people worry about. I know what people worry about who come in to see me in my office, but I see an awful lot of specific types of trauma that, thank God, not everyone is having to deal with. So when I look up what are the top things that people worry about, this is what Mr. Google tells me. Money and finances, health and safety of loved ones, job and career worries, relationship problems, anxiety and depression, appearance and weight worries, world events and politics. Hello, that's a big one. COVID-19 and pandemic worries, sleep problems, and death and dying. I will be willing to bet that as you heard that list, there was at least something that you find that you are concerned with. And if you're like most people, there were several things in that list that you find that you worry about. And so our point today is that no matter what it is that's creating angst and worry and discomfort and dissatisfaction for you, in dealing with these things, there are always two parts. And one of the things that will trip us up is we tend to mix these two parts together. We don't realize that we actually have two different sections. And those two sections are a piece of all that we're concerned about will have an emotional, spiritual, mental health piece. And then there will be an actual, tangible problem-solving piece. So in the case of, say, like money and finances, the first one, the mental, emotional, spiritual piece is going to be that gut punch that you feel if you realize that you don't have as much in your checking account as you thought you had. Or you're very concerned because month after month you're not having enough money to make it to the end of the month. Well, that creates all this anxiety for you when you think about it, this gut punch, oh, what am I going to do about it? The actual solving of the problem, is there anything I can cut out? Is there any way I can come up with more income? Is there anything that I can do that's going to shift? Is there a job change? Is there something I can add in or take away that's going to affect my financial position? Those are the tangible problem solving things. And you see those two pieces, the emotional, mental, spiritual piece of this problem and the actual problem solving, tangible piece of this problem, those are not the same thing. And when we're thinking about our problem, the thoughts that are in those two camps actually are coming from different parts of our brain. So we have our limbic system that's kicking off all the worries. Oh, there's not going to be enough money for the end of this month. And then the thoughts can come into things like, you're doing it again. It's a failure. You're not managing like you need to do. What's wrong with you? Those are all thoughts firing from a dysregulated nervous system and limbic system in our brain. Those are not our problem-solving pieces. And so on the other side of another section of our brain, our prefrontal cortex that is responsible for our higher order thinking, that is the part of the brain where we're coming up with literal problem solutions. Maybe I can add in an extra job for evenings or weekend. Maybe I can sell my car and come up with a cheaper one. Maybe I can see the things. Maybe I can go back and check my insurance costs and what I'm paying for cable and internet and what I'm paying for my phone. Maybe if I rework those, I'll bring my costs down. See, those are the problem-solving pieces. But what ends up happening is we get concerned about our situation and we start thinking without realizing, I've got my mind, my mental health piece, my mind piece, and I've got the problem-solving piece. And so we get this panicky sort of feeling going on, and our brain is bouncing all over the place. And guess what? A, we don't feel better, and B, we don't solve the problem. So what I'm suggesting that you do is when something that comes up is worrying you, and usually the way that it'll come up is you'll have a thought that leads to that gut punch or that tightness of chest feeling that you have. So you have that happens. The best thing you can do is stop and ask yourself, excuse me, what is this about? What is happening? What is this about right now? Lean into the mental piece of this. Why am I upset? Why is my chest tight? Why is my stomach? What are the thoughts I'm thinking? Wait, is this because I'm feeling like a failure? Is this because I'm afraid people will be disappointed in me? Is it because I'm concerned about what other people will think? Is it because I'm not happy with myself? I'm thinking badly of myself? We want to bring those things out into the open and figure out what they are and deal with them. Help ourselves regulate and calm down. I've got other videos about that. We can talk more about that in the future as well. But allow there to be some calming down and addressing the emotional, mental, spiritual piece. Then we are able to say, all right, let's do some problem solving now. But if we don't deal with those dysregulated emotions first, then when we sit down to come up with ideas, we're more likely to be limited in the ideas that we do come up with because we're not thinking freely, we're thinking protectively. So we're not thinking as well. And then when we do come up with ideas, if we've not dealt with that emotional, spiritual, mental piece, then we're very likely for some of the ideas to automatically shut them down as soon as we get them, instead of giving them their chance to work their way and maybe continue to come up with better ideas. So that's the important piece for today. No matter what it is that you are having to deal with right now, whether it is a money issue, health issue, a relationship issue, mental issues like anxiety and depression, whether it's concern about your health, your weight or your appearance, world events, sleep issues, death and dying, what of those things, or maybe something entirely different, then what we want to do first is say, what is happening in my mind? My peace of mind, how do I deal with that first? And then come to the point of being able to deal with the actual issue. Think about that a bit, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, and I hope that you have an amazingly great week. Bye-bye.